Hello little green thumb teachers. This is a video on how to visually inspect the Solaris Air-Cooled Shade light fixture. Now before we begin, we request that when visually inspecting the Solaris Air-Cooled Shade light fixture that you do so with a maintenance staff personnel from your school. This maintenance staff personnel from your school shall be able to assist you with any issues that you have while conducting the visual inspection. So to begin with, make sure that you are doing the inspection with a maintenance staff personnel from your school. Okay. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to ensure that the system is de-energized. So what I mean by de-energized, I mean that everything is unplugged and that there's no energy flowing into the system. So we want to make sure that the light fixture is unplugged, the fan is unplugged, the ballast is unplugged, the power surge bar is unplugged. We want to make sure that everything is unplugged so that the system is de-energized. We also want to make sure that there are no children around. So while we are doing this, just to ensure the safety of everyone involved. Okay, so to recap, you want to do your visual inspection, and you want to do this process with a maintenance staff member from your school. Okay, you want to make sure that the system is de-energized by unplugging all garden components. Okay, the fan, the ballast, the light fixture, the power surge bar. Okay, and you want to make sure that there are no children around. Okay, so what I've done for this video is I've loosened up all the nuts and bolts that are in this video just for the sake of speed, but please note that this will take you a little bit longer than shown. This will take you and your maintenance staff a little bit longer than shown here in the video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to locate the end with the cord. Okay, and we're going to remove the ducting. Okay, so we're going to do this so that we can visually inspect the wires and wire connectors. Okay, so what you'll need to do is you will need to locate the area of the clamp where you will loosen the clamp and remove the clamp from the light shade fixture. Okay. Once that has been removed, okay, you will see that there is a white metal cover, okay, in the exposed area, and that white metal cover is what's housing the wires and wire connectors that we want to visually inspect. Okay, and when we're talking about visual inspection, we're not going to be touching any of the wires or wire connectors. We're just going to be visually inspecting. So what we need to do is we need to get this wire or this metal cap cover off. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to remove the glass from the cover. Okay, so this you'll need your screwdriver to do, and you're going to I've loosened these up already, so I'm just going to do it by hand. Okay, Okay, so now that we've taken off all those screws and we've taken off the white metal pieces, we can remove the glass cover. Okay. And again, just make sure that there are no children around while doing so. Okay. Now that we've removed the glass cover, you will see, and you'll need to remove the light bulb that is in the light fixture. You will now be able to see the 4 screws that we need to remove in order to get the white metal plate cover off. Okay. Okay, so once all the screws have been removed, the white metal cap will be able to be removed. Okay, now as I mentioned before at the beginning of the video, this video is about a visual inspection of the wires and wire connectors. So what I mean by visual inspection, I mean we are just going to be looking. We're not going to be touching, we're not going to be physically altering anything, we're just going to be looking. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the wires. Okay, so you see we have some wires, and then we have 2 red marette wire connectors. Okay, the color of the wire connector, the marette wire connectors may be different in your system, but in this system they're red. So the first thing we're going to look at the wires is we're going to look for any damage, defects, or anything that looks unusual. So we want to look for any bare wire exposed, any signs of wires being frayed, or anything that just looks out of the ordinary. So these wires appear to be all in good working order. Okay. The next thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the red marette wire connectors. Okay. So we want to look to see if there's any signs of melting, any signs of cracking, or to see if they are attached to the wires. Okay, so it looks like these 2 are good. Now we're also going to look to make sure that the wires are inside and attached to the wire connectors. Okay, to the marette wire connectors. Okay, and just as a reminder, we are visually inspecting. We are not physically touching. We are not altering. We are just looking. Okay, so from this system, it looks like there's no signs of damage, defect, or anything unusual. With the wires or the marette wire connectors, it looks like the wires are connected inside the marette wire connectors. So everything is in good working order. Okay, now when you go back to before I continue, if you do notice anything unusual, whether there's bare wire, fraying, that disconnection, cracking, melting, or any other signs unusual, it's important to make sure that the system remains unplugged, de-energized, and that you call your local little green thumb coordinator as soon as possible so that they can help you resolve this problem. Okay, so if you notice anything unusual or any damage or defect, or you call your local little green thumb coordinators ASAP. Okay, or if you do have any questions, you can contact your local little green thumb coordinator as well. Okay, so if after the visual inspection, if everything is looking well and in good working order, then we can go ahead and reattach the system. An important note when reattaching the system, when you put the white metal cover back on, you'll see that there is a closed end at the top and an open end at the bottom. The open end at the bottom goes where you'll see there's a black the black piece to where the cord on the outside is located. So the open end will be going to where the cord is, okay, when you attach. I hope you find this video helpful. Again, as a reminder, make sure that you are, when you are doing your visual inspection and when you are dismantling the light and putting it back together, that you are doing so with a qualified maintenance personnel. Okay, thank you very much, and if you have any questions, please contact your local Little Green Thumb coordinator. Thank you.